What's going on, family? This your boy Lee Black, the voice of TFG Ratchet and the host of Real Talk for Real Men. And let's talk about any current updates that's happening with the P. Diddy drama. Here on April Fool's Day, thank God that there weren't any major revelations that happened today, but today it's not over. With that said, one of the truest tragedies about this whole thing, beyond the obvious, here you have a music mogul, iconic music figure whose reputation is irreparably damaged. This whole sex allegation scandal, it started to roll and take on a life of its own to the point where he will never recover from this. Let's be honest. At the very best possible things that could happen is that he will forever be the memes and butt of jokes and always have an asterisk attached next to his name because there will always be people that believe that he's now everything from a pedophile to a rapist and beyond. Worst case scenario, folks, he could find himself incarcerated, put in the same situation as R. Kelly, locked up for possibly the rest of his life. And so this is, one of those things where it's life or death is serious. But one of the other tragedies behind this, and in my opinion, that makes this just one of the cruelest April Fool jokes of all time, is just the fact that how his so-called friends have deserted him. Look, this is an idyllic picture of who P. Diddy represents. He's always been more of a Bella Segura, as they say in The Godfather. This is a guy that lives for the limelight, lives for the party. He's made his entire reputation on being flashy, being out there, marketing himself, marketing his products, and basically throwing the biggest, baddest parties. And what's so crazy to me is that he's helped build the careers of other iconic figures, Mary J. Blige, Jodeci, Al B. Shore, the list could go on and on. And he's learning a lesson that many of us sadly all know too well, that when the shitstorm comes, you are standing out in that shitstorm oftentimes by yourself. That to me is one of the true tragedies. You've got people speaking out against him now that he probably would have sworn were some of his closest friends. But anytime you have a 30-year relationship like him and Mary J. Blige, and her coming out talking about things like she's having to reevaluate and shed weight and whatever the fuck she said, it's very sad because this man is still in state of allegedly. Nothing's been proven. He haven't been convicted of anything, and yet you take a 30-year relationship by someone who he's helped build her career, and for her to step out in front of this scandal and throw him under the bus by that, hey, she can reevaluate friendships. You couldn't have waited to say that. I'll be sure this man raised your son, and you're now using this as an opportunity to hold a press conference to launch, your next project and say that you're going to have more details to come. And you had to throw that little dig in there about you're going to need Homeland Security, which we all got common sense that this was a complete dig at P. Diddy. His home's being raided by the feds. You even refuse to step out and support him in any kind of way because you want to make it sound like all of a sudden that you're some great father, when, in my opinion, you're a shitty dad that didn't raise his son, but now you want to rewrite history. Don't even get me started on 50 Cent, who has been trolling him for forever and trolling Ja Rule. It's one thing to do shit for shits and giggles, but when you're talking about somebody's freedom, fucking with their name, their reputation, I said this before, 50, you better hope that you don't have any true skeletons that's going to rise from the grave, because your day is coming. And for all of the other sycophants that, where are you? Jay-Z and Drake and, some of these other famous people, Cameron and Mace, you're using this as an opportunity. In many ways, you were waiting on this opportunity to basically stick the knife in and twist it because you already had issues. Mace, you're angry because you feel like he owed you some money that he's paid you. I just hate revisionist history when fuckers all of a sudden, when they lifestyle and their riches and their royalties didn't turn out the way it should, you want to go back now and you want this person to rewrite history. While you were shaking your ass doing a Diddy dance, you had no problem with it. But now in retrospect, now you deserve a take of what he made. I'm not saying he's some great businessman that always did right, but he did what business people do. When you sign those contracts and you live through it, you also have to live with the consequences. And if you didn't budget your money, save your money, and invest well, this is where you're at. He doesn't owe you a fucking thing, but you use this opportunity to trying to shine some light on the fact that you were, no, you weren't right, folks. Just be honest about this. It is awfully conspicuous that Jay-Z, his fellow New Yorker partner in crime, is being so quiet here. And I'm not indicting Jay-Z in any way, but I am saying that where is the voices of speaking up, of simply saying, hey, I support you, my brother. I'm with you. If you need a listening ear, there's only been a handful of people that's been willing to stand up and say that, hey, give this man a break. You might not like everything that come out of little Bootsy mouth, but I admire the shit out of him for speaking up, raising this same point that where are your friends? Where are these same people that party with you, that lived off you, that traveled with you, that took advantage of you? Where are they? Nobody's speaking up for that. They're even dredging up old videos of Usher and Justin Bieber when they was 14, 15 years old because that's what they do. It's just amazing to me. Fat Joe was another one that spoke out in support of him. And I love what he said. He said, look, my prayers is for everybody. There are no winners in a situation, but I hope he's okay. And I'm your friend and I'm there with you. Stevie J stood up for him. So Diddy, when and if you come through this, however you come to this, through this, I hope that this has opened your eyes in such a way that this lesson you should have learned, because sometimes money, power, and fame is a formidable drug that can have you thinking that you're loved by all, when in reality, you don't have very few friends that are standing by you for real, for real. If you come through this, my brother, I hope it opens your eyes. I hope you're able to move forward and take care of your family and grow up some, because let's face it, there are some shitty things that you've done. I don't think that's undeniable, but I hope you are not guilty of some of the more heinous things that has happened. I hope you learn your lesson. But on the flip side of that, if you're anything like me and they can't get you on anything criminal, I hope that you use your money, power, and fame to destroy all of those fucking sycophants, those fuck boys and bitch ass chicks that wouldn't even stand up and speak for you. I hope you use that money, power, and fame to become as vindictive as you can and embrace the full role of being a villain. And bitches like Mary J. Blige, motherfuckers like 50 Cent, sons of bitches and fuck boys like Mace, I hope you use your money, power, and fame to destroy everything they stand for. It's just one of those times, my brother, where drop the brother love shit and embrace being the villain, because you're in it for a fight for your life and they ain't giving you no slack, and you ought not give them any either. This is your boy Lee Black. Please keep tuning in. Hit the notification bell. I'm not done with this subject by a long slot. But on this April Fool's Day, it's just sad that he's playing the fool. God bless.